Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. I hope some of you are there. Happy Mother's Day. We have a few minutes. We have 2 minutes. So, in these 2 minutes, make sure you have what you need in the way of your props. We're going to do some self care, and if there's a particular essential oil you like, we maybe will get to that. Bring it along. I don't use essential oils in teaching, but when you're in your own house, why not? Right? So you can take a moment and gather your things. Make sure if you have a bolster would be really great, and if not, in a blanket or two. Uh, we'll take another minute, do what you need to. Welcome, welcome. I know some people were going to show up, and I'm happy that you are here. This is writing a little note. Uh-huh. I can't see. I can't read that. Bring them on camera. I don't know what that means. Bring them on camera. um, okay, we're here. So, um, I just want to remind us that as far as the Wi-Fi and the data and the bandwidth, I'm sorry, I am at that mercy. There's really nothing I can do about it. Those of you that are on Zoom, I'm on internet there, and it's your video. Those of you on Facebook Live, we're just gonna, as they say, keep calm and carry on. Hopefully the video recorded well, and we just be together. So we'll just do the best we can. Okay. So it's 8 o'clock here, 11 o'clock other places, and all over the world. So welcome and happy Mother's Day. So I have some news. I'll just start with that because there's a lot of joy in my heart. We have a new one in the family that just came yesterday. His name is Bowen Jax, and he's in New York. He came at around 6 o'clock Eastern time last night, and he weighs 8 pounds 10 ounces. So he's healthy. Mom is healthy, and we're grateful all as well. So we've all received a great Mother's Day present. But I'm also very aware that Mother's Day is an interesting day because it's, as some say, it's a Hallmark holiday. Am I getting a lot of? It's a Hallmark holiday, right? There's cards for Mother's Day. It's the day you go and see your mother, and it's a wonderful thing. I mean, it's a wonderful thing that we have a day dedicated. But we hope that every day, my mom's gone for quite a while, my mother-in-law, and my grandparents, and I think of them so often. And so it's also can be a difficult day for some whose mothers are gone, or they've had a complicated relationship with their mothers. And we've all had a mother. That's one thing. We may not all be mothers. Some because they can't be mothers, or some because they've chosen not to be mothers. And it is what that is. And so there's a lot around that day that for some there's no assumption that this is an easy day. It is what it is, but it is also a day, I think, to remember, to remember those who have been special in our lives, to think of them and hold them in our hearts, to also remember that sense of mother. And it's not just about the human mothers, but there's something much bigger that really births us and holds us. And some call it the Divine Mother, some call it, very Earth Mother or Mother Earth, Gaia, right? Who we can see births everything and births us, really. And so there's an energy of mother that for me is nourishing and loving and caring. Um, and really without condition. We were watching some film last night, and there was one she hadn't spoken to her mother in a really long time, and she felt really bad, and she realized she had been not a good person. And there was a scene where she came back to the house, and she went into her room, and she was feeling bad about herself, and her parents came in, and they just wrapped their arms. Her mom just wrapped her arms around her, and I thought, that may not always happen, but that's just an example of unconditional love, and that's hopefully what we do, and we all know that in some way. Well, Mother Earth will love us no matter what, and we don't always treat her so great, but she's still here. She's tries to reorganize. She tries to give us messages. I was thinking about all of the names, that energy, Blessed Mother, Holy Mother, Shakti, Shekinah, um, that quality of the sacred. And I found this passage. It's from the Shambhala tradition in the Buddhist world, and it speaks of a flash of sacredness. And maybe it's that Mother is sacred, Father is sacred, but right today is about Mother. And this is from a book from Pema Chodron, and she said there's something we need to cultivate, which is a constant experience or quality of sacredness in everyday life. Right? Problems, difficulties, and challenges may arise quite suddenly in emotion, but we have a flash of doubt or pain or an attack of an emotion. But at that very moment, at that same time, we can also have a flash of sacredness in whatever arises, a sudden awareness of unconditional sacredness. I love that unconditional sacredness, unconditional love, without notions, without bias. The cultivation of sacred world on the spot is the practice that allows all phenomenal experience, all things that change, to become part of the basic enlightened structure of your life. And so here we are, honoring the sacred mother, honoring the divine mother, honoring pure love itself, really. And that's an energy that is all around us, but also is in us. It is who we are. John Hahn talks about that all the time, how when his mother passed, it was very hard for him, and he mourned. And then one day he walked out and he recognized that his mother really had never left. She was everywhere, in everything. And so it's like that with our loved ones. And it's like that if we look around at our planet, the Great Mother, right? So today is a day of self-care and self-nourishment. We'll do some gentle practice. And please, again, have the things that you need. Okay? Nice to be with you. Happy Mother's Day. Excuse me. All right then. So wherever you are, find a comfortable seat. For some of us, it's sitting on a chair, on a couch, or on the floor, right? And you might like to wobble a little bit back and forth just to find the ground. And then bring it to a stillness where you feel, imagine, send the roots right out from the sitting bones right down, connecting to Mother. And then as you breathe it up from Mother Earth right up through your spine, through your being, right up through your crown, as the body grows tall and long, and the crown opens. Just imagine it open and relaxing. You roar down that the energy of sky and sun. And let that sense of open relaxation just scan down and through as you notice how you feel this morning. Those wide open arms of unconditional love. Whatsoever you meet. And let's take a few moments to take refuge. It really is taking refuge in the unconditional sacred. So, for a moment, remind yourself that from now until I fully awaken, I will to take refuge in loving awareness, my true home. And it's worth touching into that place, the unconditional sacred or divine love. And I vow to take refuge in the path of loving awareness, the road that leads me home. Grateful for all of the practices and teachings to turn our attention back to that place of home, the unconditional sacred. And I vow to take refuge in the Sangha, my teachers, my friends, my spiritual family, those who aspire to live awake. Hmm. And as you sit for a few moments, just letting the breath come and go. Each exhale can be an invitation for a gentle relaxing, invitation, each breath. Come home to your truest essence, a state of already at home, at oneness. And today, let's take a few to just begin to imagine or visualize a beautiful, sacred environment. It might be a special place that you like to go to. You can begin to see it in the details, and you might even begin to smell this environment. Maybe for you at the beach or in the woods. Mm. And as you walk, you feel the ground, this sacred ground. If the sun is out in your place, there's that warmth, the sacred sun calling you home. And then as you're exploring this beautiful place, begin to allow a thought or a feeling of someone that you care about to arise in your heart on this Mother's Day. And as they do show up for you in either in your mind's eye or just in the feeling tone of your heart, allow that feeling to fill you, right? And bless them. May you be happy. May you know peace. And then perhaps another person that arises, and bless them, feel them. May you feel, may you know peace. And continue in that for a few minutes, just simply letting yourself feel filled by being in this space, and with each person being that arises in your awareness, feel the blessing of that, and then share the blessing with them. Wish them well. And then let's just take a moment to extend our blessings to touch everyone, really all beings, and all beings who have had a mother, just like me. All beings have had a mother, and we wish all beings, without one exception, may all beings know happiness, and may all be at peace. May all hearts awake. And then please bring your hands in prayer to your own heart and acknowledge your own sweet and tender heart. Gone blessings. May I feel happy and at peace. And then just begin to rub your hands together and breathe into your hands. And you'll begin to feel a little heat rising. And then release the hands and just let them be a few inches apart and feel the energy between them. You might play a little bit with that energy going in and out. And then turn the hands towards your face and don't quite touch the face yet. Just let them come a few inches off. And again, receive the healing energy from your hands. And you can just wipe over the head and the arms and the shoulders, just energetically down your torso and your legs and your back. Whew. And then bring your hands right on your face. So not pressing on your eyes, but over your eyes and your cheeks, and just receive perhaps it's warm or cool, but just to receive the healing touch. I hear a lot these days from people, I'm not getting to touch, but we do have ourselves that we can bless ourselves. And then begin to take your hands and just wipe any tension off the forehead, the cheeks. And then with a little pressure, take your fingers on your forehead and just go up and down on the forehead, right up to the scalp and back down towards the eyebrows, starting at the center and moving out towards the temples. When you come to the temples, create little circles there. Mm. And you might even like to make some circles around the eye sockets with that index finger, or all the little places we start to feel how the body of the eye, right at the edge of your eyebrow, there might be a little tender. Just pause there for a breath or two. So you meet what's here with kindness. Along the eye socket. Okay. Hands move down towards the jaw. Open the jaw, and on the outside, massage in there. Ah, all the words said and not said. Can we do all of that? And then the fingers along the jawbone, the top of the arm, just massage down along the jawbone. Mm. Towards the nape of the neck, so bring your fingers in, right? Massage up and down on either side of the spine, along the neck. That neck has a pretty important job. It holds up the head. It helps to see in all directions. Hmm. The bottom of the skull, you'll still feel that there. And then just let your thumbs trace along that occipital ridge. There's sounds. Let your sounds out. In fact, everyone, big breath in. Open your mouth. Let a little sigh out. And then find a little spot right in that ridge. It's just so sweet and tender. Let your head rest back into that spot. Hmm. And then bring your hands into your scalp. Massage the scalp. And all these reflexology points all around the head. I always feel like this is why my dog loved that when she was with us. All dogs love their head scalp. It goes through the whole body. And then take your hair, if you have hair, and take a hold of it and just tug at a little bit right near the scalp, and then just give it a little pull. And then release. Take a big breath. Shake out your head from side to side. There's a little gland here, the thymus. The thymus. And take one hand over to the opposite shoulder and tap down the arm. All those beautiful meridians in the arms, the lungs, and the large intestine, the heart, and the small intestine on the outside and the inside of the arm. Ooh, there's a little tender spot. Pause, right? Even into your hand. That's right. Everyone give yourself a little hand. As long as I'm teaching, we say that, right? And right here, right in that spot, there's that large intestine. Oof. Good. And then take that hand right to the top of your shoulder area and let your hand come over the top. And there's a little tenderness back there in that big muscle, right? When you find that tenderness, take your other hand on the arm and just gently draw it down. Breathe right into that. Okay. And then release that. Shake out that hand. Fingers, wrist, elbow, shoulder. Ah. And then take your opposite hand, a little fist. Tap down the arm. Find a tender spot. Right. Love that one a little more. On the inside as well. Don't forget your little hand. And then just pause for a moment and notice how you feel. Notice that there's, and just take each finger. So take one hand onto the pinky. Just gently press the pinky back. Now you could do this for a very long time. You can do it for a minute. We're just going to do it a few breaths. So again, all the meridians flow through the energy channels. They associate with different elements. And then release and move on to the next. Just like any other pose, meet your edge. Breathe. Relax. Hmm. And next. This is a really good thing to do every day. You may do the whole body massage, but getting into the hands this way helps to open up the energetic channels. And the pointing finger. You can feel how that runs right along the top inside of the hand, through the wrist, the lower arm, and the thumb. Hmm. Whew. Hmm. Give that a little shake again. Move to the other hand. So you turn your palm up and then press the finger down. There you go. And then move through the hand finger by finger. The next. And one again. And finally the thumb. Ooh. Great. And then release that. Give it a little shake. And then just take your hands right on the lower belly, one hand over the other. And as you look down, just begin to trace it clockwise over towards your right and up towards your upper ribs, over to the left and down. And just do a few circles like that. Ooh. And you can, if you like, you can make a little fist, a little more pressure, and you're just tracing the digestive system. And we can spend more time putting more pressure. We're just going to do a few of these so that everything gets a little bit of attention. One more time. And then just place your hand right in the center, one hand over the other, and pause for a moment. You might even feel a little pulsation there. And then please take your hand, little fists, massage along either side of the spine where the kidney, the adrenals are, a little brisk brushing there, up and down. And then when you come into the sacral layer, a little pummeling there. To the outer hips and the outer thighs, and move your feet out. Go the outside of the legs and the inside of the legs. And just a little sweeping off the feet. We're not going to do a whole foot massage just for the sake of time. And if you have an oil near you that you like, just put a little bit on your hands. If not, it's fine. But if you do, rub your hands, bring them to your face, and take 3 long breaths. Or just take 3 long breaths with your own energy. And then take your hands to your feet, the soles of your feet, and breathe this circular flow of energy. And then slowly come back up to sitting. Mm. And right from where you are, you're almost in the perfect position. Bring the soles of your feet together, have your feet come out, and just pause for a moment and notice how you feel here after that self-care of self-massage, sometimes referred to as doing. And then we'll come into our first yin pose. So if you like a block or blanket over your feet, grab that. And then gently hinge and let your spine round down. Let yourself meet your first edge. Take a breath and relax there. And you can choose to support the head by either bringing your elbows on your shins and your hands in prayer, and your hands can rest on your third eye or on your chin. Or you can take a block on your feet or a blanket. Hmm. Hmm. And when you find that place, it's about meeting yourself fully here in this moment. Around whatsoever you meet, you love it. It just as it is, even if we don't like it. It's not a. We don't want to push things away, but we get to notice how we are with ourselves. I know most of you know this beautiful practice of metta, loving kindness. But I thought I'd share with you as you're there and you let your breath nourish you the benefits of self blessing, really. It's said that people who practice metta, loving kindness, sleep peacefully, wake peacefully, dream peaceful dreams. People love them. Angels love them. Angels will protect them. Poisons and weapons and fire won't harm them. Their faces are clear. Their minds are serene. They die unconfused. And when they die, their birth is in heavenly realms. So there's the potential for our own hearts to live a life of blessing oneself and others. So we go beyond when the mind is upset. I often find myself, I could be upset with someone or something, but then I next notice that I take a breath. Hopefully, most of the time, I could just say, may they be happy. May they be happy. Because what's going on in someone else's life. May they be happy. May they know some ease. May I be happy if I'm struggling. May I know some ease. How can I widen my embrace for myself and for others? So remember your breath, long and silky smooth. And let the breath be a gentle balm as it washes over and through you. Take another few breaths here. And to release, bring your hands to the earth and slowly rise up. Lengthen the legs. Lean back. let your torso kind of sink into your shoulders, your legs fall out the way they fall. Mm. What you feel. If there's a place that feels, excuse me, tense in your body, your love right there. May I know? And over the next few moments, one more yin pose. Come down onto your belly. These two are just great. They're a wonderful release after sitting, but forward bend and back bend, right? So let your legs fall out. Spread your elbows. Rest your forehead on your hands. Take a breath or two there. And then to enter the pose, bring your elbows just about shoulders width, and you do that by taking hold around the outside of the elbows and a little bit in front of the shoulders. And then I like to either rest my hands in prayer right in front, or you can bring them out about that shoulder's width, or even support the chin or the forehead as you did earlier. And the shoulders just, let them sag a little bit. It's okay because it's the bones, remember, that hold the pose, that hold the body. And take those long, silky, smooth breaths. And as you do that, scan around. Let your awareness start down in the feet, as the feet are a little bit wider for some of us than hip width, or they turn out or in. Just notice. Excuse me. And then allow awareness to climb up the legs. Wherever you notice, and bring a breath. Bring a little love right there. Remind yourself you're doing great. The belly softens. The lower back kind of sways a little bit. Nourishes. Now, if you have a chronic condition in the lower back, you might want to just create a little bit of stability by sliding this tiniest bit. But if not, just let it sway. It really is good for nourishing that part. And let awareness climb up the back body, inviting tension to relax the muscles, sort of like on a feather, right? Up through the shoulders. You might even, a little bit because we're held by the bones. Let's be here as you bless yourself, like the grandmother would bless you. Bless you. Wishing yourself, may I feel safe. May I feel content. May I live with ease. May I feel safe. May I feel content. May I feel strong. May I live with ease. take the last breath or two. And let the elbows spread wide. Bring one hand over the other. Let your forehead rest on your hand. And once again, if the body feels taxed in any way, take your breath, take your attention, take your love right there. And then please bring your hands next to your chest. Press up. Bring your buttocks back for a moment. Come over in child for just a moment. That pose that is, for many of us, a sense of holding ourselves closely, of tenderness, nurturing. Pose we took in the womb. And then please rise back to sitting and come again into a comfortable cross-legged seat. And if you like, you can sit on an edge of a blanket or cushion. Otherwise, just take your hands on your knees, close your eyes for a moment, and notice how you feel. And then with your hands on your knees, take a breath, and as you exhale, drop your left shoulder over towards your right knee. Inhale, come to center, and as you exhale, go the other way. And then breath by breath, inhale to center and exhale the knee towards the knee, and press that hand in so you get a nice stretch on the side body. And just do that a few times. And then bring it back up to the center and begin to allow a little circular motion happening. So you roll forward, and then as you come back, you round the spine, and as you exhale, you go to the other side. So let the circles get bigger. And then at some point, choose a little turnaround spot and circle the other way. And you know how your body feels, so you make this feel good. You get into all those little spots. And if you need to pause somewhere to give it a little extra attention, do that. So really learning and always listening what's happening, what's needed. And over the next few moments, bring it back up to sitting, and again, notice how you feel. Great. And then if you would release, if you're sitting on something, and have your bolster nearby, and if you can, actually bring it right the length of your spine. Okay. If you don't have a bolster, take a block and a blanket on top of it. Okay. So just for a few moments, bring that bolster right up along the spine, and you might have to scoot forward a little bit and then come on back. Now for some of us, we might like to have a blanket for the head, right? They call this the queen, or Supta Baddha Konasana, and I figure on Mother's Day everyone should feel like a queen. And if you like, take your feet and bring the soles of the feet together and let them fall out. Now typically we like to cushion everything possible, but we're just going to take, this works. I do it all the time. And right here, let your arms fall out. Invite the heart space to open, the whole front body to open. Perhaps you take your hands on that belly to let it feel soft and protected in the heart. And breathe between these places. May I feel safe. May I feel content. May I feel strong. May I live with ease. If having your feet out like that doesn't work, just bring your feet to standing and let your knees rest one on the other. And let the phrases continue to nourish you, to bless you. Just as the sacred energy blesses you, may you feel safe. May you feel content. May your body feel strong. And may you live with ease with whatever comes your way. And continue to scan around and see if there's any place you can just soften a little bit. Sorry about that, everybody. Oh, man. I lost my Zoom. Sorry, everyone. We just lost our Zoom. So, so sorry. But for those of you on FaceTime, welcome back. Stay. See, life comes along. And that was Happy Mother's Day. And my grandson. So may we be at ease with whatever comes our way. And then to release this, bring one hand to the floor, one hand behind your head, press and so welcome. And you're in a yoga class right now, so welcome. Happy Mother's Day. Yes, everybody. Now I'm meeting my grandson as we're in yoga class. I love you. Oh, he's adorable. We'll call you in a little bit. Hi. All right. So life happens. That was great. We shut off all the phones, but it came on through the computer. Perfect. That's why we lost our Zoom. So now take your bolster and bring it across your mat. A beautiful snafu on Mother's Day. And come up and sit on the edge of your bolster or your blanket or a block and a blanket. And bring your body back. Bring your knees in and lengthen your legs up. Take a few breaths here. Let the legs settle down into the bones. Yeah. This is a multiple emotional and mental, a multiple mental experience here. I would say take a rest. Yeah. Thank you. Settle down. And feel everything just kind of settling back into this precious sacred body. And notice what you notice now. What can you bless now? And who can you bless now? How can your arms widen even more, as wide as the world? Hmm. Hmm. And to release it, allow the knees to bend, draw them in towards your chest. Hmm. Bring one foot to the earth and then the other. Come up onto your toes, lift, press into your feet and lift your hips. Slide whatever you have down. If possible, hopefully it comes under the knees. You may have to do a little adjustment there. Hmm. But before we take rest, draw your knees in towards your chest. Let them make a little rock back and forth or circles. And take this time to listen to what's needed right now. Does the body want to go into a little twist? Hmm. Is something else needed? Perhaps a knee to a chest or a little stretch? Ah. And trust there is a knowing that will show you just what's needed. There is a wisdom and love so great. Hmm. And we only need to listen. Hmm. So take these last few moments to let your body show you what's needed before you take rest. And then if you have that bolster under your knees, that's great, or a roll of blanket. And you might like to cover yourself to be warm enough. And let your body come to rest. Remember that beautiful environment. Rest back there. Maybe on a warm sandy beach or in a green meadow or wherever is that place for you. Let your body just settle down. Be held by Mother Earth, some natural, beautiful environment. Take a big breath in. Hold your breath at the top for a moment. And as you exhale, let go and let any tensions go back to the earth, go back to the mother. Mm. All tensions dissolve from the face. And that relaxation flows down through the heart space, down through the shoulders and the arms. Hmm. Flows down through your whole body. Hmm. And as you rest, know that the blessings of the Sacred Mother are always here for you. May you feel protected and safe. May you feel content and at peace. May you always know what love is. May your body feel strong and healthy. May you live at ease with what comes your way. Rest in these blessings. Hari Om, dear one, Sadnam, precious name. When I call on the light of my soul, I am home. And so as you hear the sound of the bell, let that call awareness back enough to feel yourself back in the room. Feel into your body as you take a few breaths. And then begin to let your body stretch quite organically. Come back. Once again, giving yourself a nice hug. And roll to one side. And as you hold yourself there, just back in the womb, in the sacred, in this sacred space, here in the womb of the Great Mother now. Press into your hands and come back up to sitting. Please find your seat either on a cushion or a blanket or on your shins. If you have a journal nearby, just have it for yourself. And then come and sit and close your eyes and feel where you are now. The blessing of this time and reflect a few moments on our practice today, this Mother's Day, to honor the human and the sacred. And notice any place that stands out for you. Any insight, highlight. And then go in a little deeper. Go to that place of wisdom. Go to that voice of the sacred of knowing. And listen from that place, given all that's happened in my life, what is my knowing today? And then listen to that voice and bring your hand to the paper. And you might like to write right at the top, this is what I have to say to you. And then let your hand just write as the words or feelings wash over you. And take the next half minute or so just to record what's coming through you. Whatever line this is, let your pen and paper go down. Release that. And again, sit. Remind yourself of what you received. A hand on your heart. And we say thank you for all these things. Gratitude to all of the teachings and the teachers, my loved ones that is in my life. May we dedicate the merit of our practice to the well-being and the peace of all beings everywhere. All beings remember the love of the Great Mother is always here. May all beings know happiness and the root of happiness. May all live with ease with whatever comes their way. May all suffering, may all be free of all suffering and the roots. And in closing, if you'd like, join me in our dedicating prayer. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. We'll chant Om and then chant the mantra 3 times and end with Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So let's begin. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. As we bring our hands in prayer, peace, joy, and love be known by all beings. Jai Bhagwan, everyone. Happy Mother's Day. now my grandson was part of this class. How perfect. So blessings to you all. Have a wonderful day. My love with you.